Okay, so today we're going to talk about Chapter 5, which starts to cover the Earth's biomes. We went over this a little bit in an overview last class, but we're going to really dive into it today. So first, there are 4 biomes in the world, 4 major biomes. Okay, so we have the tundra, the forests, the grasslands, and the deserts. So the tundra has 2 subgroups, the forest has 3, grasslands are on their own, and then deserts have 4. We are going to cover the first 3 today. So first we have the Arctic tundra. This is located in the northern hemisphere, and it has a very cold desert-like climate, and you can see here all the snow and the frozen lakes there. And the vegetation that you can find there is actually pretty varied. So there's about 1,700 plant varieties. They're all low shrubs, mosses, grasses, and there's over 400 varieties of flowers. So they're all short and grouped together so that way they can resist the cold temperatures better. And you can see here the mosses, low shrubs, and flowers. Next, we have the Arctic tundra animals. So these include caribou, polar bears, Arctic bumblebees, falcons, and salmon. So there's birds, fish, different mammals, and insects. And all of these have fat layers so that they can survive these really cold temperatures, and a lot of them migrate, especially the birds. So the alpine tundra, here's a picture of that. It's located in mountains throughout the world at high altitudes. So that's the important thing, high altitudes. And it also has cold desert-like conditions, although it's generally not as cold as the Arctic tundra. So alpine tundra vegetation includes mosses, dwarf trees, and small shrubs, again very similar to the vegetation that's found in the Arctic tundra. And the alpine tundra animals, so there are mountain goats, elk, grouse-like birds, which you can see there, and butterflies. So again, different mammals, birds, insects. Again, very similar to the Arctic tundra. The main differentiator here is that the soil is a little more drained, not quite as cold. So the tropical forest is located near the equator, as I'm sure many of you know, and it has distinct seasonality. So there's no winter or summer in particular. There's a rainy season and there's a dry season. And here you can see all the foliage and the waterfalls that are pretty characteristic of what we think of when we think of tropical forest. So some vegetation that they have there include orchids, ferns, palms, and bromeliads. You can see them all here. Very green, the ferns and the palms especially, and then the flowers that you tend to get in the tropical forest are very vibrant and colorful. This attracts the insects and helps with pollination. So tropical forest animals include birds such as parrots and toucans, which you can see here, and small mammals such as monkeys and cheetahs and bats and orangutans. So varied, there's a lot of different animals there, and a lot of them are not found other places. So then we have the temperate forest, which is located in Eurasia in North America. And it, unlike the tropical forest, has well-defined seasons with a distinct winter and a distinct summer. So the temperate forest is what we have here a lot of times, right? We have 4 seasons, and you can go out into the woods and you have all this foliage. So some trees and vegetation that you can find in these forests include oak trees, maple trees, and hickory trees. I'm sure you've all seen every single one of these, but here are some examples. And they all have broad leaves. So you can see here the maple tree and the hickory tree have broad leaves, but they're different shaped leaves, so they are characteristics of that specific tree. Next we have the temperate forest animals. So some examples we have here are squirrels, cardinals, timber wolves, mountain lions, bluebirds, and black bears. As with the other forests, you have birds, you have mammals, and they all live at different temperatures, so they can all live in all 4 seasons. They don't have to migrate. Then we have the boreal forest. This is located in Eurasia in North America. It's very similar to the temperate forest, but this one has seasons that are divided into short, moist, and moderately warm summers and long, cold, and dry winters. So probably a little further north you would find these than where we live. Shorter summers, longer winters. Vegetation includes pine trees, fir trees, and spruce trees. We do have some of those here. We're sort of in a flux area here between the temperate and the boreal forest. And all of these are evergreen, so they may or may not lose their needles, but they stay green all through the winter if they do keep their needles. So boreal forest animals include woodpeckers, moose, chipmunks, and lynx. So a lot of these you could also find in the temperate forest, moose being excluded, but chipmunks, woodpeckers, all of that. So again, mammals, birds, they don't need to migrate. They are able to withstand the cold temperatures in the winter. And then we have grasslands. So grasslands are located over half the surface of Africa, large areas of Australia, South America, and India, and then the prairies of Central North America. And they have two main seasons, like with the tropical rainforest. They have a dry and a rainy season, but their rainfall is concentrated to only 6 to 8 months. So some vegetation include a bunch of trees, so the candelabra tree, the coast oak tree, and the umbrella thorn acacia. And these trees are fire resistant because during their dry season, the grasslands have many, many fires, and these trees need to be able to withstand those desolating fires. Some animals that are found in the grassland, you have the earless dragon lizard, the zebra, prairie dog, giraffe, and lions. Very characteristic of what you think of grassland. Think of the Lion King. And they are all well suited to feed on the shrubs that you can get there as well as the trees. So that's it. We're going to go over the deserts tomorrow, so make sure you're in class and I'll see you there.